Ford Galaxy MPV 2006-2015. Like its smaller sibling, the Ford S-Max, the Ford Galaxy is a 7-seat MPV that's been known through all its generations for being both good to drive and massively spacious inside. For its first generation, which ran from 1995 to 2006 and was facelifted in 2001, it actually shared its underpinnings with the contemporary Seat Alhambra and Volkswagen Chiron. However, this 2006 model, labeled as the third-generation version, was an all-new vehicle unique to Ford. Although this new car lost none of the driver appeal of the old one, it wasn't quite as good to drive as the smaller S-Max, but that's mainly down to its softer suspension and increased bulk. That doesn't mean it drives badly, though, because it's decently refined with whatever engine you pick out from its wide range, petrol or diesel. And it's composed over bumps and handles corners well. It's a large car, but it never really feels it, shrinking around you on the road thanks to its precise steering and eager handling. There's some wind noise at speed, but road noise isn't really noticeable. There's plenty of leg and head room for all passengers, even those using the two rearmost seats. In the rear middle row, there's decent room for 3 adults, and the width of the cabin comes in handy if you're trying, for example, to fit 3 child seats back there. The Galaxy's designers have certainly made good use of the space available. The 6 inches of height this car gains over its S-Max stablemate being put to good use. All 5 rear seats also fold flat into the floor when not needed, creating a van-rideling 2,325-liter space to transport bulky items. With all seats in place, the boot is big enough for a few reasonably sized bags. The driving position and dashboard ergonomics are hard to fault. The driver has an upright seating position that allows clear all-round visibility. Ford resculpted the center control to incorporate an integrated armrest and even more storage space than most families could find use for. The Galaxy was facelifted in 2010 with a revised exterior design, upgraded interior materials and features, a range of more efficient powertrains, and a host of driver-focused technologies aimed at improving safety and comfort. At the same time, trim levels and standard equipment lists were also updated. Most Galaxy customers chose a diesel engine to power their cars, and these TDCi variants are all 2-liter in size, with the base level 115 engine struggling a bit to shift a fully loaded car uphill. Those who prefer a bit of shove would be better to seek out the 140 or 163 models. The 2010 facelift introduced the all-new 1.6T 160 and 2-liter 203 EcoBoost petrol engines to the range. Both smooth performers but not as economical, and ultimately therefore not as popular in terms of sales as the diesels. The Galaxy is a large car, so it's worth checking the extremities of the car closely for any damage to the bodywork picked up in supermarket car parks. Check the alloy wheels carefully for curb damage and make sure all electrical goodies work as they should. Also check the operation of all the seats and the rear tailgate. The Galaxy shares much of its design with the contemporary S-Max, so many of the reported problems are the same. However, so far it appears that Galaxy owners are overall happier than their cars. The S-Max was known to make a mysterious clunking noise from the steering column, and the same problem has been reported in the earlier Galaxies, and although dealers can fix it, it often returns. There are also reports of power steering pumps failing. Electrical gremlins are also reported, with the alarm system being singled out as a recurring fault. Poorly fitting cabin trim and questionable build quality are frequently reported, along with door seals that refuse to stay in place. So far, there have been a few recalls that concern the Galaxy, but the most important cover overly stiff brake pedals and diesel engines cutting out. Cars should have been recalled to address these, but get a franchised dealer to confirm that any model you're looking at has had the work done. Reliability doesn't appear to be a huge problem, although check older cars carefully. Ford as a brand finished 9th in our most recent reliability survey, out of a total 32 manufacturers. The latest Galaxy did well in the same survey, and the smaller B-Max and C-Max MPVs also finished up at the top of the class. Your choice of engine may well depend on your annual mileage. The petrol-engined models can be acceptable if your mileages are lower, but diesel-engined cars are the norm in the Galaxy, and we'd go for the 138 bhp 2-liter TDCi version. Having said that, you might get fewer miles per gallon with a petrol model, but it will cost less to buy on the used market and will cost you a fraction less each time you fill up, as with the rest of the Ford family. Zetec models combine a good specification at a realistic price. Earlier models had trim levels that ran LX, Zetec and Ghia. with LX soon replaced by Edge. However, post-facelift cars adopted the monikers ZTEC and Titanium X. All entry-level Galaxies had air con, electric front windows, and a heated windscreen, but ZTECs usually added alloys, rear electric windows, and climate control. Well, if you're the owner of this car, then please describe the problems that you had to face during the operation of the car. Perhaps it is your feedback that will help viewers when choosing a car. That's it for today. Thanks everyone for attention. It's much work for you to subscribe to the channel. See you soon.